Okay, so we are starting now. Uh, what I expect at this point is that all of you have done your basics properly, have understood, and sort of are now in control of the ABCD of astrology, so to say. So we can actually, from this point onwards, just take on cases. And I will now share with you all chota techniques which I have been using. I cannot call them advanced, but there are small techniques which I have been using and which have helped me and which are a little unconventional. So I'll share that with you, and what I urge you all to do is practice that, use that technique. So before we start with this case, I will tell you one technique which I use and the logic behind it, so to say. Now, for example, let us say we are talking about someone's child, let us say. So what we say, from the Udayam or from the ascendant, we'll see the fifth house.
Fifth house.
And then everything related to that, we start analyzing from the fifth house. In the sense, if you want to see the career of the child, you will see the 10th from the fifth, which is basically the second house. You know. Now, I have experimented or I am researching on something little different. What that is now just take a simple example that it's a Kalpurush Kundi. So fifth house is the fifth Rashi. Correct? So who is the fifth lord? Fifth lord becomes sun. And let us just for discussion's sake say that sun has gone and sat in the 11th Rashi, means 7th from itself. Then I will take sun, Surya, as the child and start analyzing from the sun. Because fifth house is the house of the child. But where is the child? The child is here. You all understand what I'm saying? So suppose we say that Surya, sun, has gone and sat in the 11th house, and we want to see the career of that, Kal Purush Kundi. So we will see the 8th house or the 8th Rashi. Anyone confused on this? Just put your hand up and I'll explain again. Or all of you clear the thumbs up color? Nahi samjhe? Ah, Shipra. Shipra, want to say something?
Little confused. So fifth Rashi would be the Leo.
I'll explain one thing. Don't worry. Just go on mute. I'll explain. Kal Purush Kundli, we are talking about the child. The some person is asking कि मेरे child का career के बारे में बताओ. Okay. So normally what we do is we will see the fifth house. In Kalpurush Kundli it will be the fifth Rashi. And considering fifth Rashi as the child, we will say 10th from the fifth Rashi, which is the second Rashi, becomes the career of the child. Barabar? Now I am doing a different method. As always, I am doing something unconventional. So what I am doing is, I am saying fifth house is a house of child. It is the basic domain of the child. But is the child there? No. Where has the child gone? So child कौन हो गया? Fifth का dispositor. Fifth का dispositor कौन है? Sun. So let us presume that in that chart, Surya has gone and sat in the 11th Rashi, let us say. So I am saying the child is not in that box. That box is related to childbirth. It is like saying that, okay, my son is born in this house. But where is my son just now? Let us say he's in Pune. So I have to analyze from Pune, right? So basically the fifth lord, in this case is Surya. Let us say in the chart it has gone and sat in the 11th house. I will start analyzing everything from Surya in the 11th house. So if I have to see his career, I will see which house 10th from 11th. So what does that become? That becomes 8th house. And then the repercussions on that. So this,
Okay. Yeah, sir.
so this is a little offbeat technique uh, which I want you all to experiment on. And even in the Jama call, these days I have started putting that in. Okay. So this case, there are two cases which we are going to discuss today. You will understand this technique. So like this, beach I will start sharing offbeat techniques which come to my head, which have been used. And from that point onwards, we will continue. So if this methodology which I have told you, everyone is clear on that? Okay. So let's take this case which I have shared here. As always, my that annotation is not on, so just bear with us. I'll tell you the case. I have actually hidden all the analysis over there. I will share the analysis later in the group, the full analysis. But I'll tell you this case. This lady had had come to my office around 4th of this thing, let's say 4 or 5 days back. Okay. Now the thing is, she has a lot of premises, structures, empty structures. Okay, and she wants to start different projects over there. So there are vocational courses, people to like young boys and girls who don't have any great backing, उनको painting सिखाया या carpentry सिखाया, vocational training is there. Now in the diversification, she also wants to make a center for JOT, that is Japan or Japanese online training. Okay, so people who want to give an exam for the Japan thing or want to give some Japanese exam or whatever, her center will be one of the main centers. Okay, so now the question is, she wants to start this JOT. She wants to start the JOT, and a person has approached her for that. Now the thing is, as always, that fellow wants a commission. So he says that he wants a off the shelf array of the this thing immediate this thing of 5 lakhs, and then every candidate that comes, she needs to give a percentage. So the money is big that way in this thing, but she wants to know whether he is the right person or not. Now this is in front of you. I have prepared the basic thing. I'll just quickly point out the thing so that you understand. Udayam is in R7, that orange one is the Udayam. Udayam Lord is in R12, Venus. Okay. Now, Moon, which is the 10th Lord in the nakshatra of Ketu, is coming towards Udayam from the 3rd house. Okay. Venus is exalted in R12, Udayam is exalted in R12, and Aruda has got Mars, which is debilitated in R4. Okay. Now this technique which I just told you 5 minutes back, use that technique and tell me what you're getting. I've given a lot of hints over here or there, but now try. I will request you all put your hands up or thumbs up or whatever that thing, and I'll ask you all one by one. Neither everyone will start talking, it will be confusing. Whoever wants to talk, और नहीं तो एक one liner रहता तो फट करके बोल दो, उसके लिए हाथ नहीं उठाओ. But others, if you want to analyze it full time, then tell me.
सर मुझे जो लग रहा है मैं वो बता रही हूँ. चूंकि उनका मर्क्यूरी बहुत अच्छा है तो वो बात करने में बहुत अच्छा है बंदा. उनके इंटेंशंस जो हैं वो सन से दिख रहे हैं, पर
Mercury strong.
मर्क्यूरी जो है वो सर अगर हम 7th हाउस देखें और वो वीनस जो है वो मर्क्यूरी के उधर आ रहा है, यानी कम्युनिकेशन अच्छा होगा.
I don't think Mercury is good. Can Mahesh, tell me what is your thought?
So as per the technique that you have said, the person approaching would be the 7th house opposite partner, and he's debilitated. So if you take from there,
Hang हो गया. मेरा ही hang हो गया लगता है. One minute, I think my this thing PCS got hung. I think some net का problem. I don't. It's not it started, but I don't. My the router is showing red, but here I am online. I don't know what is going on. Some Rahu का खेल है. My router is showing a red blinking light, but here I am online. I don't know what is going on. So, anyways. So sorry, I missed what Mahesh was saying something. Tell again, please.
no, sir. As per the technique I just explained, the person who is approaching, we can take the 7th house partner who wants to. So he's debilitated in Cancer. If you take that as ascendant or the opposite person, 5th house is his Soch, which is against Scorpio. Again, that is debilitated. So
Okay.
So maybe, yeah.
This point of view, I'll tell you one more technique. I don't know how to explain because it just comes to the head. Basically, if you see, Moon is approaching Udayam. This debilitated Soj and the debilitated seventh lord is seated in which Rashi? Moon ka Rashi.
Ah.
Correct. So there is some connection between the opposite person, Soj of the opposite person, and the actual opposite person. Let's call it actual just now. That my technique, what I'm telling you, or it's not my technique, but whatever I'm telling you is all connected to Moon. दिख रहा है? Can all of you see?
We can we share this, please?
हाँ, अच्छा, oh sorry. Now can you all see?
Yeah, yeah.
Explain again what Mahesh is saying, then Mahesh you can continue. Basically, when we are talking, like I've told you always, first of all, find out which house to catch first. First, मेरी नजर होरा की तरफ जाती है. Hora is what? Mars. Okay, that is point one. Then my second thing will be to see, we are talking about the opposite person, uska good or bad, right? Second, that is what? Seventh house. Seventh house again ruled by Mars. Now this technique which I have shared is basically ki seventh lord kidhar hai, where is that guy? So he is seated in the 10th house of career, 10th house of career for the native, and he is seated debilitated over there. Correct? और all of your understanding, तो just thumbs up करो, नहीं समझा तो हाथ ऊपर करो. स्वाति, what happened?
सेकंड हाउस कौन सा सर आप बोल रहे हो? उद्यम से सेकंड हाउस.
सेकंड हाउस किधर बोला? 10th हाउस है सर. 7th.
सेवेंथ जो जहां पर मृत्यु लिखा हुआ है ना, मर्क्यूरी वाला. और सेकंड सोच, गाय का सोच जहां लिखा है वो 10th हाउस.
Don't jump. 1 minute. We are looking at the opposite person. Opposite person is the 7th house. So
हाँ.
R1. Now 7th lord यानी the opposite fellow, वो जो आदमी है वो कहाँ जाके बैठा है? वो 10th house में जाके बैठा है, which is the fourth राशि. 10th house. So that opposite fellow has gone and sat in the 10th house of the native, उसके career में जाके बैठा है. And how has he sat? He is seated debilitated. He is seated debilitated over there. That means that guy is weak in the career of this one. Now ये सब हो रहा है वो कौन से इसमें हो रहा है? It is happening in, now just get these pointers, they are very minute but they will add up a lot of things. It is seated in the Rashi of Moon. Moon is from the 3rd house coming to the Udayam in the nakshatra of Ketu. So ये जो opposite person है और opposite person से उसके 5th house में उसका सोच है. Soch of the opposite person is together seated in the 10th house of career of this person. सोच कहाँ पर बैठा है? 2nd हाउस में बैठा है. उसके सोच में ये नेटिव का पैसे के बारे में सोच है. एंड ये दोनों बैठे मून के राशि में. मून इज सीटेड इन द केतु का nakshatra. Coming to this, if you all know, Ketu does a full eclipse of moon. Rahu does sampurna grahan of Surya. Ketu does partial eclipse of Surya. Moon के बारे में Ketu does full eclipse of moon and Rahu does part eclipse. I think you all know that, correct? So basically, moon, which is the 10th lord, जहां पर opposite fellow and opposite fellow सोच दोनों वहां बैठे debilitated, उसका राशि लॉर्ड मून is eclipsed by Ketu in the 3rd house. 3rd house is what I told you, documents, some deals, that is coming here. Okay, now you can continue. Shivaji, Mahesh, you want to continue? You can continue.
Okay. Yeah, that's the primary observation. And again, Kavipu is sitting in the 12th house.
Now expand on that Kavipu. No, see, basically what I'm trying to tell you is, no, all of you stop looking at Kavipu as a damager. Many times it tells you the hidden secret.
Yeah.
So the question which is in your mind, just now question क्या अपने mind में है कि hidden क्या है उसमें? We are not asking left or right. We are asking hidden क्या है? So that time don't look at Kavipu like a damager. Look at Kavipu as your friend who is telling you. So start from which one is approaching, where Kavipu is seated, and what it is connecting. So who is coming to Kavipu?
Snake.
So snake basically means either labadi, because it is considered like 10 times Rahu. So it can be labadi. Labadi means deceit, chori. Snake also stands for confusion and crisis. अभी वो किसके नक्षत्र में बैठे? जुपिटर के नक्षत्र में. जुपिटर के नक्षत्र, जुपिटर का, first of all, where is Jupiter seated? Jupiter is seated in the 9th house.
9th house.
Correct? 9th house. So basically that is the third house from the 7th house. Means the efforts of the opposite guy. And Jupiter rules over which houses? The third house and the 6th house. So third is what? Again the same thing, the documentation, where that moon is seated, which is connected to the opposite fellow at his source. Correct? And 6th is what? 6th is recovery of money from client, because 7th is the client, 6th is his loss, which is your gain. Correct? And Venus is exalted over there. म्हणजे क्या कि this person Udayam Lord is seated exalted over there in the nakshatra of what? Saturn. If you see below in the table, Venus के line में जाके देखो, Jupiter के बाद Saturn. So Saturn के नक्षत्र में बैठे. So this person's career related to JOT is good, because it's the 12th Rashi of foreign also. You are understanding this? So now what is the inference at the end of all this? Per se JOT for the native and this person for the native.
Geot is a good opportunity. Maybe the person who is trying to consider is the wrong guy.
All of you got it? एकदम correct. And that fellow is only after this fellow's money, because उसका सोच बैठा है second house में. Second house में उदय. You are understanding this?
सर आपने बोला वीनस डेबिलेटेड है,
Exalted.
यानी एग्जॉल्टेड है बोला था. ओ सॉरी, ठीक है, मेरे को वही क्वेश्चन था.
So you see from another angle, see lots of angles will start coming up. The seventh house, वो उदयम लॉर्ड से कहां पर बैठा है? In the second from there. Can you see? R1 में I have written JOT PAX, म्हणजे JOT person, PAX में person. Venus जाके किधर बैठा है? R12 में बैठा है. उदयम लॉर्ड के सेकेंड हाउस में, उसके पैसे के हाउस में, the opposite person, like 7th house is automatically come there. And the opposite person's soch, which we got over here, is in the second house from the Udayam. So it is very clearly showing that the opposite fellow is concerned only about getting that money out. बाकी कुछ उसको लेना देना नहीं. You want me to quickly run through everything?
Sir, can we take a 2-pointer from Kavipu straight away, like Kavipu sitting in the 12th house of losses for the native, and it's sitting in the star of moon, which is again the 10th house of careers.
Correct. And it is connected to sun.
Yep.
Land of the rising sun is what?
Japan.
And that sun is the Badak Lord.
11th Lord.
Correct. So basically, that sun is also the 5th from the 7th. So it is the Soch ka house from the opposite person ka house. So like these, lot of things come up when you start putting that nakshatra into play, moving the fellow around, like the technique which I just shared with you just now in the morning, and taking this complete link of the Kavipu. Nowadays what I do is, normally what we say Kavipu catching what, correct? What I have started taking since quite some time is planet in which nakshatra approaching Kavipu, Kavipu in which nakshatra, catching which planet in which nakshatra, and where is that planet going to. So here we saw snake crisis in Jupiter, which is basically seated in the 3rd from the 7th, with the efforts of the opposite person, ruling over the 3rd house of documentation and 6th house of recovery of money. जहां पर ये Venus भी जाके बैठा है, Udayam Lord is also seated, and that snake in this Jupiter he is coming towards Kavipur. It is leading the documentation to a failure. Failure in what? Kavipur is not moon. Moon is what? 10th lord of career of this person. And all this is aiming at what? Sun, Japan. And Sun also happens to be the Badak lord. Are you getting this point? All clear on this? Now the next one which I'm going to put up, I'm not going to brief prompt you all. You will have to do it. Now here there is one more thing. Okay. I erase everything. एक ही मैंने उधर रखा है. There is a second person who has approached her for a different thing, nothing to do with GOT. He is listening from the government point of view, and he is trying to get her some like these workshops and all that from the government. Now first, so she wants to know whether he is also the right person or not. So now if you have to catch that, which house will you first of all catch?
Mars will be taken for authority related to government.
Opposite person कौन सा पकड़ोगे? First, she has asked एक ही इसमें 2-3 questions, right? My technique is I don't keep changing the charts. Like every time you ask a next question, these people cast a new chart. I don't do that. If the planets want to tell me everything what is in that person's mind, it should tell me here only. That's my belief. So if that GOT जिसके बारे में उसने मेरे को पहले पूछा, that came as the 7th house. This let's call him a government guy. A government guy is representing which house?
आई
Leo.
थिंक आपने बोला था 5th हाउस, क्योंकि एक बार आपने बोला था इंटेंशंस पता करने के लिए.
First child is which house? 5th house.
Fifth house.
Second child is what?
7th हाउस.
So first opposite fellow is 7th house. Your first spouse is second 7th house. Which is the second spouse? Second marriage कौन सा है?
9th हाउस.
9th house.
So 9th house में कौन सा? R3.
That's it.
So if we say R3 is the thing, who is the lord of R3?
Mercury.
Where is Mercury seated? 7th house.
7th house.
So अभी वापस connection हो गया with the opposite fellow. No, Swati, what you were saying 10 minutes back, no, now you were saying Mercury is strong. I am saying Mercury is not strong. Can somebody tell me why I am saying that? You have to see the trajectory. Where is it going to? Mercury is going towards R12. Mercury का क्या हाल होता है?
Debilitated.
अच्छा हाँ, राइट, सॉरी, आगे.
And Mercury, if you see नीचे, always see, many times I don't write over the नीचे देखना है. Mercury is in whose nakshatra? Venus का nakshatra. बराबर. When it is going to R12, debilitated कौन होता है and exalted कौन हो जाता है? Mercury debilitated, Venus exalted. So basically it is getting into this. Now I will give you one more twist which is not so easy to understand. It is basically based on what Swati said. Government यानी कौन सा ये है? Sun.
सन, सॉरी, सो सॉरी. हाँ हाँ.
Sun. अभी ये केस में Sun is what? The Badak Lord. Sun is seated in which house?
12th house.
Which Rashi?
Sixth house.
Sixth Rashi is, like I told just now, recovery of money from that client. Correct? And 6th house, 12th house. So 12.6. Mercury. Mercury का क्या हाल है अभी? It is slowly moving towards its debilitation point. Plus it is the Kavipu Lord. I put it KK. Mercury is also the Kavipu Lord. ना Kavipu जिस राशि में बैठा उसका dispositor is Mercury again. You'll understand this. So the 12th Lord, which is also the Kavipu Lord, is seated in the 7th house of opposite person. 7th house of opposite person, going towards its debilitation. Where in that house the Udayam Lord is seated exalted. So again, what does it tell about this sort of job for the person and this person for the person? Can somebody tell me that? What does it tell about government related jobs versus the Udayam? And what does it say this government guy related to the business? Have you understood the question?
Yeah.
Is the government related jobs good for this person?
Badak. No.
Correct? Surya, which is the Karak of government thing, is a Badhak. It is also the 11th lord. 11th is what? Gains from career. Ruled by sun. So gains from career related to government. Is it good for this person or bad? So Badhak.
Yeah.
Plus it is seated in the 12th house. Now here we cannot take any foreign related thing because ये government का vocational level का courses है, उधर foreign का कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. She is not going to Africa to teach over there or something like that. So basically, Surya equal to government seated in the 12th house of loss. Again getting connected to Kavipu who is coming through the snake ka crisis. You understand that? So basically that is showing that this government related project is not good for her. What about this government guy? Will he be beneficial for her or not? No. Because that fellow is Mercury which is slowly going toward debilitation. Barabar? And Mercury is seated in the nakshatra of Venus. Venus is what? Venus is Udayam Lord. Now I'll tell you a Lal Kitab theorem. I told you last time also. Mercury and Venus, if most of you know, are close friends. But Mercury, especially Lal, see there are certain theorems you have to pick up from here or there in that. Mercury is called as Beharupiya in Lal Kitab. Beharupiya, you understand? Chameleon. जो गिरगिट रंग बदलता है. म्हणजे कैसा है? I am your very good friend. But यहाँ से one powerful person कहे मैं तेरे को लात मार के उसको पकड़ूंगा. That is Mercury. Okay. It is called खड़ा अंडा in Lal Kitab. खड़ा अंडा म्हणजे क्या? If you keep the egg, boiled egg with the shell on the tip, वो किधर गिरेगा मालूम नहीं अपने को. So Mercury with Venus, okay, is getting connected to Surya. Yes, see. So Venus is what? Venus is Udayam Lord with this lady. Mercury is what? The government guy. And Surya is what? The Badhak Lord. So even though Mercury and Venus are very good, if this is the Udayam Lord Venus, ये उसका फ्रेंड है, पर यहाँ से सन आ गया तो इसको छोड़ के उसने उसको पकड़ा. So the Badhak Lord and the opposite person have got connected and इसको लात मार दिया. You understand? So that Mercury in the nakshatra of Venus, Mercury in Venus, and that Kavipu Lord is going where to Sun. You understand? You will, because you would. I was expecting her to ask me Sun का connection किधर आ गया इसमें. It's a little tricky. I'll tell you again. 7th house of opposite person में second guy has come and sat over there, Mercury. That is point 1. Are you all understanding what I'm saying? Second point is that fellow is going towards debilitation. That is one point to understand. Third thing is it is the 12th lord of loss also in a way. Fourth one is that fellow Mercury is seated in the nakshatra of Venus, which is the Udayam lord. So what happens is Mercury and Venus are very good friends. Mercury is the opposite government guy. Venus is this lady. So we can say they are very good together. But that Mercury, that KUC and KUC is the Kavipu dispositor. And Kavipu is going and catching the Badhak Lord Surya, which is equal to government. So now you get a connection between Mercury, Venus and Sun. Now use the Lal Kitab theorem. Ki, I don't know the exact, I forget the exact word, but basically it is, I don't remember the exact words, I'll find out and tell you, but basically when Mercury, Sun, Venus come together, Mercury dumps Venus and catches Surya, which is the enemy of Venus, to hit Venus. You know that? Venus and Mercury are enemies. After this is over, I will tell you one theorem which I have set in my mind, so it's like one drama thing. I'll share that with you if you have time. So basically what happens, Mercury and Venus are friends. ये से इसको सूर्य पकड़ लो, okay? This is Mercury, this is Venus. So when this comes, ये इसको dump कर देता है और इसको जाके पकड़ता है. ये दोनों मिलके इसको मारते हैं. You're getting the point? So this is the connection. So basically this government job is also not good for her because that Surya is the Badhak Lord and in the 12th house. And that opposite guy is also not beneficial for her. Are you clear? So this method which I am following now, or which has just come up, follow करने के लिए nobody has told me this. It just happened thanks to Rahu. is a totally unconventional way, because here we just say yes or no. Now if you see here, let's do it by the conventional way. We will the person will ask कि that JOT guy has come to you, is he good or bad? Moon coming to Udayam. Moon is what? 10th lord. 10th lord coming to here in the third house of documentation, you will say very good. They will never take the second thing, but let us say चलो second वाला ले लिया. तो Mercury is the second guy. He is seated in the 7th house of business. They'll say very good. You understand? Then Kavipu is catching Surya. Surya is what? The Badak Lord. So Kavipu is damaging the Badak Lord. मैं बाधक खोल दिया. Do you understand this? So if you go blindly by 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, you will end up in a 0. And this is what I think Swati is witness to that. I think 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Like I said, when I started using Nakshatra, and everybody used to ridicule me, don't use, it is wrong, it is wrong, it is wrong. And something told me that it is not wrong. Because that is the Krishnamurti Paddhati method, that the Nakshatra Lord gives the results of the planet. And the sub-lord gives the outcome, good or bad, of the planet. How many of you have done KP? I don't know. If anyone of you has done KP, you will know. Sankalp to KP kele hai na? Sankalp, you have done a KP, no?
Only basic, sir.
So this is the basic only. This is the basic of this thing. That if you see planet, Nakshatra Lord, sub-lord, the planet gives the result of the Nakshatra Lord, and the outcome, whether it is good or bad, is given by the sub-lord. So I don't go down to the sub-lord level because that I analyze here only. But I do everything at a nakshatra level. This planet is in this nakshatra. Moon is in Ketu nakshatra. That itself tells you one thing. No? Moon is the 10th lord of career. Very good. But it is in the nakshatra. It will give the result of Ketu. वो उसको सर्वनाश करेगा ना, cut कर देगा ना उसको. So this is basically this technique which I wanted to share with you.
Sir, sublord thing, can we say that Mars is, for Mars, Sun is becoming the sublord?
I don't know, Mars के आगे Sun क्या आता है? More of that.
Okay.
I asked that to sir also a couple of times, but I have not got the answer. Is that a sublord? I don't know. This is
Because Rashi, star lord, sublord, sub-sublord, and I think that.
Okay.
Yeah. Sun is.
Sublord with the Sun, correct.
So it is a. Yeah, it is a Badak.
R is the Rashi Lord.
See?
Star Lord, that I know.
Yeah.
The S must be the sublord and
Sublord.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very good. So Mars and this itself is setting a story, no? See, if we say planet, lord and sublord, the planet which we are taking Mars, because Mars is the 7th lord also, it's the Hora lord also. Mars is in what nakshatra? Mercury nakshatra. Mercury is the 12th lord of loss. Mercury is also having Kavipu over there, which can damage, let us say. And it is in the sublord of Sun, which is the Badak lord. That's what you're saying, no?
Yes, sir.
That also you can see. I have not used this sublord, but we'll start using this sublord.
Maybe this is syncing for this chat. I'm not sure how it will work for other chats.
It will syncing well, it will sync everywhere only. This what technique which I'm telling you, I have not started this yesterday. This I'm doing for a very long time. It's just that I have not shared, because everyone is so hell-bent on 7th house is 7th house. So here what they would have done is they would have taken 7th house, which is R1, and done all the analysis from there. That also, if you see, it will give you the same thing. 7th house is opposite person. वहाँ पर 12th lord is seated over there. 12th lord is seated over there. He was also the Kavipu lord, and that fellow is going towards his point of debilitation. So that itself tells that the opposite person is getting the loss. If you go by the conventional method, also it will give you the same thing.
Sir, one more question. For the second person, you have taken it as the 9th house, right? Third from the 7th. So since it is the same for the same business, like two people are approaching, can we take the second person as a competitor of first person? If that is the case, can we pick the 6th house from 7th, which is again Mercury?
Then come again.
I mean, yeah, the second person is also approaching for the same business, right?
not
Yeah,
similar business.
similar kind of a thing. Okay, so if we take the second person as a competitor to the first, which becomes the sixth house to seventh, again that lord becomes Mercury. Can we take like that, or should it be
No,
the third?
competitor for him actually. म्हणजे this first guy is getting her a Japan ka contract,
Hmm.
as well as getting Indian government ka contract.
Okay.
So वैसे they are not competing with each other. तो वो दोनों को she is going to accept both the proposals.
Okay. Okay.
So you know whether both are good or both are bad, or one is good, one is bad.
Okay. Okay. So,
Now tell me, I'm asking you a question. In the fifth Rashi, I have written second government guy का सोच. वो कैसे मुझे मिला? Because R3 is the second guy, right? So why am I saying R5 is a soch?
you're taking Mercury sitting in Aries. So if we take the second person as Aries, fifth house becomes the Soch.
So where is he seated in? Surya ka Rashi. Surya is what? Government. That Rashi is what? Badak. And that Badak Lord is getting caught by Kavi. So that also tells one story. Got it? So this is one technique which I taught you today, which you try.
आर्कल यानी लियो हाउस बोल रहे हैं ना सर? पर फिफ्थ हाउस या सेवेंथ हाउस या नाइन्थ हाउस अपन उद्यम से देखते हैं ना हमेशा?
कहाँ से?
उद्यम उद्या से देखते हैं ना?
नहीं रे बेसिकली कैसे है, सेकंड फेलो गवर्नमेंट फेलो वी आर सीइंग अबाउट द नाइन्थ हाउस. जैसे सेकंड मैरिज बोलते हैं नाइन्थ, जैसे सेकंड गाय इज नाइन्थ. लॉर्ड कौन है? मर्क्यूरी.
अच्छा, आप ऐसे R1 R2 R3 R9 देख रहे थे, मुझे वही कंफ्यूजन हुआ था. मैं इधर से देख रही थी, उदया से. ठीक है, हो गया सर, क्लियर हो गया.
Okay, all of you understood? Yeah. So anyway, use this technique, try it out, and try it out on other cases also, and see how it works. I am using this only for quite some time, but on the group I normally don't put this analysis because it might get because people immediately start asking ये कहाँ से उधर कैसे गया and all that. So normally I don't put, but henceforth I am going to be putting because if they don't understand, that's their lookout. Anyone has anything else to say, or we can wrap up otherwise?
सर आपका पॉइंटर कब ठीक होगा?
हाँ गॉड नो, ये मेरा नहीं अभी राउटर ग्रीन हो गया. नहीं तो वो रेड राउटर में भी इंटरनेट चल रहा था. दैट वाज वन बिग मिरेकल, दैवी शक्ति. आई डोंट नो हाउ इट हैपेंड, बट एनीवे.
एक्चुअली उससे इजी हो गया था जब अपन की फर्स्ट और सेकंड क्लास थी ना, तो डायरेक्शंस क्लियर हो रहे थे.
Now actually, basically what if I attach the iPad to this also it will work, but my iPad at the moment it does not. But my mother and my sister have got an iPad for me, so I'm going to Sydney to get that iPad.
आप लोग मास्टर्स हो तो एकदम से कोरिलेट कर लेते हो, एकदम से जब आप बोलते हो ना तो वो ध्यान में थोड़ा सा.
I was going to say Mahesh has to be banned from answering. Too much of an expert.
No, actually, I did not do that expertise. Only thing is, I did some hard work in understanding the charts how Sir makes it. So
You're doing very well. You're doing very well.
I'm able to understand it quick.
You're preventing us from looking stupid because if we open our mouth. So thank you for answering on our behalf.
No problem.
Abhi Swati, you'll have to wait for your next year मिलेगा.
नो वरीज, नो वरीज.
Next year को 12-15 दिन ही.
एक्चुअली आप लोगों का स्टार्टिंग जब होता है ना तब स्लो रहता है, फिर जैसे ही वो एक्सपर्टाइज का कम्युनिकेशन चालू होता है ना तो ऐसा लगता है अरे ये कहाँ गया, क्योंकि कंसंट्रेट करना पड़ता है जब आप बोल रहे हैं कि इधर से इधर, इधर से इधर. तो इट्स मोर लाइक अ जंपिंग काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग.
Basically next Sunday is 15th and उसके आगे का 22nd. So next 2 Sundays I'm there. Then again I'm back to Sydney. So 29th I'll be in Sydney. So maybe I can, depending on what the condition is over there, I will conduct a class from there. And 5th I am going to be in transit coming back to India. So 5th there will be no class. I will not be there. So अभी next is 15th I am there. उसके आगे का 22nd I am there. उसके आगे का 29th 50-50 depends on if my mother is home and I am there, then I can take it from there. उसके आगे का 5th I am not there. So this is the basic schedule. And उसके आगे in January 12th January का जो आ रहा है second Sunday, I am not there in town. So I will anyway inform you all before only, but basically I am telling you this is the thing. So what I am requesting you all is कि अभी ये जो technique बताया ना, start using it on earlier charts also which you have done and see how you can cross check it. चलो.
Sir, I can miss the 15th class.
हाँ. Your
Actually, I have a MPPSC exam duty.
15th January ना?
15th December. That is Sunday, na?
अच्छा, you are not there that day. Okay. I
हाँ.
will teach them some hidden secrets that day.
Sorry.
You will teach them some hidden secrets on that day.
I will see the recording.
मैं म्यूट कर दूंगा उसको. चलो मिलते हैं. बाय बाय. बाय.
Bye, all of you. Bye.
Bye everyone. Thank you.